This is 10 News First Queensland with Sandra Sully.
Good evening. We begin tonight with a horrifying story that continues to develop out of the Gold Coast. A young mother has been discovered bound and burned in the backyard of an Arundel home. Now, it's understood 3 children were inside at the time, while her former partner, found streets away, is now under police guard in hospital.
Kelly Wilkinson was a young mum who had everything to live for. This morning on her Arundel street, the heartbreaking news was laid bare.
A neighbour has phoned in a disturbance, as I understand it, hearing raised voices and some sort of kerfuffle going on at the house.
When emergency services first arrived, Kelly was already dead. She'd been tied up and set on fire. 3 children, all aged under 9, fled to a neighbour's house as police searched the property.
In a short time after that, police located a male person several blocks from that scene in a semi-conscious state.
Collapsed face down in a garden bed, the 35-year-old had burns to his hands and wounds to his wrists and neck.
He had a heavily banded left arm, and my wife saw that he had quite a bit of blood. She mentioned he had quite a bit of blood on him.
He was taken to hospital and placed under guard.
One of the lines of inquiry that we are following is that the male person we located and the deceased female person were known to each other and potentially in a previous relationship.
The young woman was so badly burned, police were relying on her autopsy results to confirm her ID.
Obviously a very confronting scene. The children will certainly be interviewed and they're in safe custody at the moment.
It remains unclear what their relationship is to Ms Wilkinson and whether she or the man lived at the address. Detectives spent much of the day retracing the steps of their key suspect. He was seen staggering from Spikes Court and onto Allied Drive. A number of blood splatter stains were examined, as were items collected from a nearby bus stop.
We have an open mind to any scenario that's taken place there.
Chris Campy for 10 News First.
Well, Chris joins us now from the scene. And Chris Campy, are police any closer to speaking with the man in hospital?
No, not just yet, Sandra, and the reason for that is pretty straightforward. His injuries were so extensive and so severe that when found just blocks from this scene, ambulance officers had to perform very severe surgery right there on the roadside before he was rushed first on his way to Gold Coast University Hospital and then up to Brisbane, where they could better cater for those burns. Of course, now the sympathies here move towards Kelly and her family. Already a GoFundMe page has been established that will go towards funeral costs and any other costs that the family may have to bear from this point. That's been set up by friends and relatives who are obviously just extremely distraught this evening. Understandably,
Chris, thank you. And if you or someone you know is a victim of domestic violence, there is support. You can call the 24-hour hotline, 1800-RESPECT. That's 1800 737 732.